Now, homelessness is on the rise in the United States. That's according to a Wall Street Journal review of data from around the nation. Major cities have seen larger than normal spike in homelessness this year.
This data covered 67 of 100 areas with the highest homeless population as of 2022. Of those, 48 reported an increase in homelessness this year, indicating a jump far larger than in recent years. Most major urban areas so far have seen increase, including Chicago, Miami, Boston and Phoenix. Meanwhile, New York City and LA, the two cities, had the highest homeless population in the country. These two cities are also expected to show some of the largest spikes here.
This rise underscores what advocates for the homeless say is growing pressure from high housing costs and the end of temporary pandemic-era protections, such as eviction moratoriums, which prevented landlords from evicting their tenants for not paying rents for a specific period. While migrant arrivals is also a factor in some places. Meanwhile, United States media also reports that high rates of homelessness has given rise to increased crime in major cities across the nation.
Now, earlier we spoke to our correspondent Susan Tehrani, who explains what some of the reasons are that have caused the homelessness rate to be the highest in New York and California. Take a look.
Here in New York, the city's homeless and homeless shelter population has skyrocketed in part because of the newly arrived migrants from the U.S. southern border. At the same time, a state moratorium on eviction has expired after COVID lockdowns, causing rent prices to skyrocket. Many people who weren't homeless before have been priced out of their homes because rents are at a historic high. In California, the main issue is illicit drugs, heroin, fentanyl, and other hard drugs, and the association of the mental health crises that come with the use of some of these drugs has really caused the crisis that we're seeing right now. There's also no hard consequence for individuals using illicit drug grade A drugs in California under the law. New York is not much different.
And Susan also tells us how the White House has reacted to this. Listen in.
The Biden administration has launched an initiative in the country's 6 most populous cities, basically with the larger goal of reducing homelessness by 25% by the year 2025. Well, if that sounds ambitious, many believe that it is. The initiative is called All Inside and will basically see the United States Interagency Council of Homelessness and 19 other federal governments work with local municipalities to try to outroot homelessness and shelter the unsheltered, so to say. The administration says that it, quote, plans to deploy teams across the federal government to review possible areas for regulatory relief, funding opportunities, and team networking. And each of these organizations and municipalities will have a federal government employee embedded with them as well. We'll have to wait and see how this initiative works, however.